Let's go Broncos! We've been following the Denver Broncos moves for the past few days, and we have some updates we need to bring you. Sean Payton is a great coach, and we know that, but the question is, are the Denver Broncos getting the team right? If we really want to make it to the Super Bowl next season, the team needs to be in good shape. Some of these signings are shaking things up in a big way, and one in particular could change the entire dynamic of the defense. I'll tell you all the details, but first make sure you've hit the like button if you've been a Denver Broncos fan for over 20 years. It's great to see fans of all ages. If possible, write something like, "Go Broncos! Let's make it to the Super Bowl." But here's the real question. Are the Broncos making smart, calculated moves, or are they taking big gambles on players with injury problems? Stick around, because what we're about to break down could have major implications for the team's future. Let's start with the headliner, Talanoa Hufanga. This guy is an absolute wrecking ball on defense when healthy. Broncos fans, if you're not familiar with him, you're going to love him. He has that aggressive, hard-hitting style of play that makes highlight reels explode. Remember his All-Pro season in 2022? Yeah, that wasn't a fluke. The 49ers let him walk, and honestly, I'm still scratching my head about it. Sure, he tore his ACL in 2023 and had some lingering issues in 2024, but come on, this is a guy who looked like a back-to-back All-Pro safety before that injury. And now, Denver is locking him up with a 3-year, $45 million deal. That's not just a good move. It might be the best move of the entire free agency period. And here's why. You're getting a 24-year-old safety who, when healthy, plays with the kind of relentless energy that makes an entire defense better. You've probably already heard people calling him Huff, and there's a reason for that. He's like a big, bad wolf on the field, blowing up plays left and right. He brings attitude. He brings intensity. And when he's fully recovered, he could be the biggest difference maker in this secondary since Justin Simmons. Think about it. How many safeties in the league have that kind of impact? Not many. Now, before we start celebrating too early, there is a catch. That knee injury isn't something to brush off. The Broncos are taking a gamble, hoping he can return to form. But here's my take. If you're Sean Payton and you're looking at what this defense needs, you're absolutely willing to take that risk. Because if he plays even close to his 2022 level, this secondary instantly becomes one of the most dangerous in the AFC. But that's not the only big move. Let's talk about another former 49er making his way to Denver, Dre Greenlaw. Another 3-year deal, this one worth $35 million. And let's be honest, this signing isn't getting talked about enough. Greenlaw is one of those linebackers who does all the little things right. He doesn't get the same attention as Nick Bosa or Fred Warner, but the guy can flat out play. He's a high IQ linebacker who excels in coverage and is a sure tackler. If you watched the Super Bowl, you saw what happened when he went down. The 49ers defense took a noticeable hit. That's the kind of player Denver is getting. But again, we have to address the elephant in the room. Greenlaw tore his Achilles in that same Super Bowl. So now, we've got two major defensive signings, both coming off serious injuries. That's where the risk factor comes in. Can these guys bounce back? Can they stay healthy? If they do, this defense is going to be downright scary. If they don't, well, that's a lot of money tied up in uncertainty. Moving down the list, let's talk about a move that might be flying under the radar, bringing back DJ Jones. 3 years, $39 million. Look, Jones is a solid defensive tackle. He's one of those guys who doesn't always fill up the stat sheet, but he does the dirty work that lets others shine. He eats up blockers. He stops the run. He does the grunt work that allows the pass rush to get home. And yet, I have to ask, was this really the best move at this price? Here's the thing. This year's draft class is stacked with defensive tackle talent. If there was ever a time to go younger and cheaper at the position, this was it. But Denver chose to double down on experience instead. That tells me one thing. They're in win-now mode. They're not thinking about long-term development. They want impact players now, and they're willing to pay for it. And then there's Evan Engram. 2 years, $23 million, with $16.5 million guaranteed. If you're a Broncos fan, you might have mixed feelings about this one. Engram is undeniably talented. His 2023 season with 963 yards and 114 receptions proves that. He's a dynamic tight end who can line up in the slot and create mismatches all over the field. He's an upgrade. There's no question about that. But here's where the skepticism comes in. He's 30 years old. Tight ends tend to take a while to develop, and Denver could still look for a young TE early in the draft. So while this is a good signing for the short term, it doesn't necessarily solve the long-term question at the position. Now, let's shift gears to a name that could have big implications, Jarrett Stidham. The Broncos bring him back on a 2-year, $12 million deal. Some Some fans might be wondering why they're investing in a backup quarterback, but let me tell you, this is a smart move. Stidham knows the system. He's a solid presence in the QB room, and most importantly, he provides continuity for whoever ends up being the starter. Whether it's Bo Nix or someone else, having a reliable backup matters more than most people think. Then there's Trent Sherfield. 2 years, $8 million. This is purely a special team signing, and that's fine. You need depth guys who can contribute in those areas. But let's not overhype it. Special teams is important, but it's not moving the needle in terms of wins and losses. And finally, let's give a little love to the long snapper, Mitch Fabroni. 3 years, $4.1 million. It's an A-plus signing because, let's be real, how often do you hear about a long snapper unless something goes wrong? Exactly. So, what does this all mean for the Broncos? They're making aggressive moves. They're betting on talent, even if it comes with injury risks. They're not playing it safe, and honestly, I respect that. But now, I want to hear from you. Broncos country, what do you think? Are these smart, calculated signings that will push the team forward? Or are they risky moves that could backfire? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get the conversation going. And let's not forget, these moves aren't happening in a vacuum. Every dollar spent in free agency tells us something about the Broncos' overall strategy. Are they trying to build for the future, or are they gearing up to compete right now? Based on these signings, the answer is clear. Denver is swinging for the fences. But here's the catch. There's no guarantee that these bets will pay off. Talanoa Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw, and even DJ Jones all have question marks. Injuries can derail a season. If Hufanga struggles to get back to his all-pro level, if Greenlaw's Achilles slows him down, if DJ Jones doesn't live up to his new contract, this could turn into a disaster. But if even two of these guys play up to their potential, this defense is going to be a problem for every offense in the league. Now, let's talk about Evan Engram again, because this signing might be one of the most debated. Some fans love it, others are skeptical. Here's the deal. Engram is a legit weapon in the passing game. He's the type of tight end that can create mismatches against linebackers and safeties, something the Broncos have lacked for a while. But at 30 years old, how much does he have left? And will he fit into Sean Payton's offensive scheme the way they expect him to? That's the million-dollar question. What's clear, though, is that this isn't just a depth signing. Engram is being brought in to be a key piece in the offense. Then there's the quarterback situation. Bringing back Jarrett Stidham on a 2-year, $12 million deal doesn't seem like a big move on the surface, but let's break it down. This tells us a few things. First, Denver wants stability in the QB room, whether Stidham is starting or backing up. Second, they're making sure they have a solid insurance policy if things don't go as planned with their potential rookie quarterback. This move might not excite fans, but it's a smart one. And speaking of moves that aren't flashy but make sense, let's talk about Justin Strnad. 1 year, $2.78 million. A guy who's been in and out of the lineup, filling in when needed and contributing on special teams. Bringing him back doesn't shake up the roster, but it does add depth. Same goes for Matt Pert. 2 years, $7 million for a swing tackle who can step in if needed. These aren't headline moves, but they're necessary to keep a team functioning. And that's where you come in, Broncos fans. What do you think? Are these the right moves to take Denver to the next level? Or are we looking at a team that's spending big but taking too many risks? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this.